Welcome to the Narrowboat that James built. I hope you're all very well. So today is an important day because we're trying to make a lot of progress today on the floor. That's the plan. Paul is going to come along and do some welding, and I'll show you the bits of angle iron and what we're doing there. And the plan is to finish all the floor battening today or tonight, more likely. So then tomorrow, which is Thursday, the floorboards are being delivered, and then I think they're coming just after lunchtime, so that'll give me the morning to put in a mere 2.5-3 tons of ballast. So that should be a pleasant morning's work. So today the plan is to finish the subfloor, getting the flooring boards down, and for that to happen the welds need to be done, and hopefully I'll be able to show you some action. So the engineers started with the welding. I'll show you what we're doing. So these are the outside bays. So we just got a piece of angle iron like that with an angle to obviously accommodate for the angle of the right. And that sits in there at 70mm intervals. Nice and flush against the side, so we'll get a good fix along there. And that's what we'll do. So we'll have another one there, and that will bridge the gap nicely. So I think there are 4 bays, and 4 of them, so 16 of these angles to put in. So this will take most of the day, I'd have thought. Also this hole here, so that one there, and those holes there, they is what have let the water in. So I'm just going to get Paul to put a few dabs on there to sort them out. But that will address the issue that I had coming through the hatch there. Well, you can tell something's happening when everything is in the middle of the boat. So we've got some gaps down the side where these new joints are going in. So those bays have been cut. Those bays have been cut. And that bay's been cut. So Paul's just measuring up those ones. And then we got some at the front still to do. I'm going to take myself off for a quick bacon sandwich whilst Paul finishes up in here, and I'll come back to see the welding going on. It's a bit smoky in here, but I think we're about halfway. So that side's been done, and I think this side, yeah, that side's also been done all the way down. So you just got 2 bays to go. But those are going on nice. Very tidy.
there's quite a big hole there, isn't there?
Yeah. So hopefully now this will be watertight, and I'll tidy it up when I get to painting the boats outside. Here we go. Those braces are nearly all in. I think there's one more to go. Having a slight power issue at the minute, but look at them. Solid as you like. I think I can stand up on there if I can get my balance. Yeah, put my whole weight on that. That's going nowhere. Happy days. And that's an idea of what the battens will look like, so you can see what I've tried to accomplish there. And I know I've only put one kind of half in, it's not properly in yet, but I'm happy with how that's come about. Many of you, much like myself, may have been wondering whilst looking at that, thinking, oh, I wonder if that boat's going to set on fire. Well, Paul reassured me that's not going to happen, which was kind of him. Because this spray foam is obviously very fire resistant, but a few things really, a few observations regarding this. So the smoke, that's mostly soot from the burning of the gas with the welding process. So it hasn't actually burnt the insulation at all. And here's a piece I trimmed out. So you'll see that's the front edge that was, if you like, singed or appeared singed. But just look at the protection it gives. Didn't penetrate that at all. So it's quite impressive. Quite impressive material, that. Quite fire resistant. So there you go. I thought I'd show you that. And this first floor joist went in, much like the process yesterday that I showed you. Here's the second one and the third one going in. The hardest part was clearing all the tools away to do these photos, otherwise they'd have gone in twice the time. But I'm glad I did it because it shows the process quite nicely. There are 9 in total, glued and screwed throughout. Looks pretty good. Happy with that. So I'll just go and show you some close-ups. So that, okay, it's not quite half, but the next piece going across there will abut into that gap there. I'll clear up some of that glue. But it goes to the end very nicely. They're obviously all square, perfect 90s. As I said, it doesn't matter about the joints on these ones at all. Doesn't matter the fact there's a little gap, the fact it's flush. That's the only thing that matters. This one's not very flush, so I've got to plane this one down, this top ridge here, which I knew I'd have to. Probably by about 2 mil. So that's why I've really countersunk those screws in there. Don't know if you can see that. Tidy up a minute. That one's really countersunk. Just to allow me to get the 2 mil off there. And then moving along, had to do a bit of a shimmy on that one there, and again on that one there, just for the door frame. There's a bit of glue wiggling around there, but it feels great. It feels already, just feels solid. Feels really good, and definitely it was the right choice having those braces put in, because this piece here is solid as you like. And I know somebody commented on the last video that it's been like that for 50 years. Well, they probably had a wobbly floor for 50 years. This is now proper. So I've kind of half battened some of the other bays, but they need to be finished tonight. So I've still got quite a lot to do, but I'm really happy with how this has come about. Right, I'm going to crack on, otherwise my tea will get cold. Wow, today's been brilliant. Getting those floor welds in and laying that first, the bay here where I currently am sitting, is brilliant. The floor feels really solid. And it meant that I could get a decent square, well, it's a bit of a rectangle, it's 6x7, but it's, you know what I mean, and having those bars at both edges just meant that it's just secured everything. So I'm really happy with how that's gone down. Paul was brilliant today. Each one had to be individually measured and cut and then trimmed down so it fitted perfectly in all of the angles. Much like anything on a narrow boat, the process is repeated and is identical throughout the whole boat, but everything needs to be adjusted and trimmed to fit that particular metre, yard, foot, whatever it is, inch, because everything's slightly different. So you know, and it's not easy to get up and down and off the boat and everything like that. So thanks, Paul. You were great getting all those welds done in that time. Yeah, so I'm delighted with the outcome of that. It was definitely worth doing, and you know, the important thing is to have a good floor, much like the foundations of a house. If they're not sound, then it doesn't matter what you build on top of it. So delighted with that. I really need to finish the rest of the battening tonight, because tomorrow around lunchtime is when the timber's being delivered, the floorboards, and I've got tomorrow morning therefore to haul in all the ballast, and it's going to feel such a shame lumping bricks down onto this pristine floor, but hey ho, that's what you got to do. So but that is probably going to take a wee while and will be quite knackering, so I'm going to get that done in the morning. So I've really got to get these joists all done and finished tonight. I'm probably, in fairness, about half of the way, I'd say. So and it's only really the ones going across the boat that need to be properly measured. The rest of them, there's a bit of tolerance in there. There's one or two of those little nuggins I've got to grind off, or just hollow out a little bit of the timber, which is what I'm doing. I've got some planing to do tomorrow, but I can do that once the ballast is in. That's not the end of the world. So yeah, still quite a lot to get on with. But thanks for watching. I hope it's been, well, it's always good to see sparks flying around on the boat. Luckily it didn't set on fire, so that was good. Engineers are always quite cool with stuff, aren't they? They're always like, oh yeah, that'd be all right. And it's like, oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, it's all gone well. Luckily, tomorrow's another momentous day, getting a floor. That's just, I'm going to feel like luxury in here, having a floor. So that'll be another milestone achieved, which is great. Anyway, thanks for being with me on the journey. Hope you're all well. Stay safe. Take care. Bye bye.